Greetings, Abhar. Namaskar. मेरा नाम आमना है and I'm back again with Pradeep Singh ji from Roots to Bloom and Atmanirbhar Bharat Learning Platform. Together, we are looking forward to host you at the Janaki Conclave and Felicitation. The gifted you is what we're talking about, right? So support करेगा इंडिया तभी तो बढ़ेगा इंडिया. So do like, share, subscribe अगर आप ये देख रहे हैं और आप ये जब भी देखते हैं जरूर हमारे एफर्ट को सराहिएगा. जो लोग आ रहे हैं, दूसरी चर्चाएं जो हुई हैं, जो बातचीत हुई है, उनके ऊपर भी थोड़ी सी नजर डालिएगा. हो सकता है कुछ ना कुछ कहीं ना कहीं बदल जाए आपकी जिंदगी में. Moving ahead, we have this wonderful woman with us, a Janaki, who is strong, empowered, and very engaging. We are going to talk about Jharna Jagtiani. How are you, Jharna?
Thank you so much. I am good. How about you?
Very well. So before we start the session and the flow of conversation, let's know a little about Jharna. So Jharna Jagtiani is a corporate legal trainer, ADR practitioner, a posh consultant, founder at Prerna Foundation, and also a startup consultant with Pixeles. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely.
Wonderful. She's been awarded, acknowledged for a lot of good work that she's been doing continuously. And I think the journey is still on. So, Jharna, with those thoughts, we move ahead and I give this to Pradeep to start and initiate.
Thanks, Jharna ji, and thanks to Amna for giving me to initiate the talk. Basically, Jharna ji is working for the women actually, and for the society where so many biased people or biased occasions are there. So, Jharna ji just given outside that वो जो biasness है, जो community में, society में मौजूद है, although it is because of the thought process, but the administratively और मैं कहूँगा कि क्या बोलते हैं legally कितना हम उसको address करते हैं कि वो ना रहे.
If you notice recently, तो बहुत बार ऐसा हुआ है कि I'm sure you must have known about the very not recent but quite a recent judgments जहाँ पे third gender को status दिया गया है. काफी सारे there has been lot of positions जहाँ पे उनको acknowledge किया गया है. काफी सारे organizations they accept being whatever you are, it is acceptable even in corporates these days. So I think we even have a judge who belongs to the third gender. We even have people in police department who belongs to third gender, and they've been doing some good work. So yes, law is acknowledging them. Law unke liye bhi hai, and it's just that matter of time that we will accept it even as part of our society and life. It is a long run. It will take a lot of time, possibly for all of us to accept that they are equally part of us. They are amongst us. They are one of us. And there's nothing difference between, वो क्या कर रहे हैं सोसाइटी में, वो भी वही कर रहे हैं जो हम कर रहे हैं. वो भी सुकून से जीना चाहते हैं, हम भी सुकून से जीना चाहते हैं. So I think we are making progress there. We are accepting them, but a little time to normalize it. And the thing is, उनको accept करना is also a thing, but at the same time, law also has to give them that status. The law has not yet given them a status. A trans woman, अगर उसको females का कुछ rights चाहिए, she actually has to get a certificate from a magistrate saying that, what, I am a woman, whereas I don't need it. Why is that difference? वो नहीं होना चाहिए. If she claims that she is a woman, it's okay, it's accepted. So there needs to be certain changes, yes, whereas we as the new generation, we have accepted them as part of us or as part of society, but law really needs to do something about it. Yes, there are a lot of places जहाँ पे उनका हक नहीं मिलता, and that is very sad to see. But I think the change is starting. We have been doing a lot of acceptance in the society with a lot of stuff. So I think it will take time, but the moment has started.
Okay.
It has started.
Just to relating this one, and then I will be forwarding it to Amna. What can be the one good practices which all can follow? Firstly, And if at all anything, as per se the case study which you come across, do share on that.
Okay, I remember, Prerna Foundation hosting their first step circle, wherein we addressed one of the, we invited people from various communities to be part of it. One of them did raise the issue, you know what, हमको घर नहीं मिलता रेंट पे, उनको घर दे दो यार रहने के लिए, वो कुछ नहीं करेंगे, वो भी वैसे ही जीतते हैं जैसे हम जीते हैं. So I think accepting them by helping them with their basic necessities is what I would say the change should start from. So I think that is one thing which I would appreciate if people can do that. Accept them the way they are. घर दे दो यार, रेंट दे देंगे, कुछ नहीं करेंगे, रेंट दे देंगे टाइम पे, but help them to be part of us, make them feel one amongst us, then they're not different. So I think that is what I would encourage, that help them wherever you can.
Over to Amali.
Great. So, Jharna, honestly, what you've just touched is very, very interesting. Why? Because I have been working in the similar light. Is gender really, come to think of it, a woman's issue? We are talking about he, she ki race ko khatam karna hai. Is it really an issue? Isn't it about talent? Isn't it about who's good should get what that person deserves? Really, for one. And since you've spoken about it, Pradeep had asked you about, the practice and the cases, come to think of it. Role of women rights, per se, and the legal matters of gender, they really don't go hand in hand. And
absolutely.
Yeah. So when you and I, or say Pradeep, engaging today together, as force, when we come forward and we say, what, we want this, we want to put this in practice, that is what we're trying to say with Janaki Skill Centers, that it's not just for women. We're not saying it is meant for women. It is not he, she. It is he, she, me, you, everybody, no? But is that really acceptable? Because do you think gender really is an issue? My core question to you. Addressing with the awareness that you can attach to.
Gender is not an issue. Our perspective is an issue. Because if I have to work with you, my agenda is to work with you, irrespective of your gender. It's just the agenda is to work with you. Focus on skills, get the work done, go home, spend time with family and go to sleep. Next day, come up with you, say hi, work with you, again, go back home. So it doesn't make any difference what is your gender. Because you're living your life peacefully, I'm living my life peacefully. So it is not affecting me. It's just my perspective that is creating that difference between us, of not accepting you if you're different from me. So gender is not an issue. Perspective is an issue.
So delving deeper, because I so wanted to hear this and I wanted you to say it, who are in that kind of authority, or शायद लोग आपकी बात और seriously लेंगे. Come to think of it, मेरा सिर्फ छोटा से जो लोग जुड़ रहे हैं, जो भी जुड़ रहे हैं, हमारे साथ झरना जगतियानी जी हैं, मैं और प्रदीप एक कोशिश कर रहे हैं, छोटी सी एक एफर्ट कर रहे हैं कि अगर हम चर्चा नहीं करेंगे, अगर हम संवाद नहीं करेंगे, तो एक्चुअली में हम जानेंगे कैसे कि हम एड्रेस क्या कर रहे हैं, राइट? सो ये बहुत जरूरी है कि हम इसके ऊपर बात भी करें. जेंडर कभी भी इशू नहीं है, यस वी एग्री, बट हम ये भी जानते हैं कि हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में कितना प्रोग्रेसिव एंगेजमेंट रहा है फ्रॉम द स्टार्ट when it comes to sort of saying, equal rights to women. If we go back, say 1960, when it was on, ideally, why I'm touching all this with you today is that I want you to really also talk about and tell our women out there who don't know about how and what are their rights in the first place on the very basic level, which is extremely important, because if you're not able to create that awareness, I don't think we've done our bit. So please tell us, what are those basic 10 whatever basic rights that you feel that a woman has, a married woman has? Because when I work with one-stop centers, or I work with across, when we take sessions and all that, a lot of women do not have any idea about what are their rights. They just understand one thing, stridhan. They know stridhan, unko ye pata hai, aur unko ye pata hai ki if in case something doesn't work out, I know that I have a stake in my husband's, all that. So I wanted to put light on that a little, and if you could just extend it forward.
Could you just repeat a bit, Amna? I could not hear you in between. What is after Sridhan, you said?
I said the stake that a woman has in her husband's property.
Ancestor property.
Yeah.
Okay. So one is, honestly, you don't need any right to empower you. You're empowered by yourself as females. And I feel we are defaultly empowered. It's just that how we look into things or how we look at things makes sort of. So if you ask me, there are certain rights. I have all the rights to do everything as a woman. I don't even need the law for that matter. Trust me. I don't say this because I'm empowered by myself or I'm strong or I'm financially independent. It is just that I need to learn to stand for myself. Yes, Tridan is one thing that is your right. I get it. But there are other things that you can explore beyond, things when you feel that things are not going right in a relationship. One is that you can sit down with the person, talk about the problem, not about the person. We do the biggest mistake in our life. We talk about the person.
We don't talk about
करता है ये करता है. We don't talk कि मुझे इसकी ये चीज करने से दिक्कत है. We don't talk about the problem. We talk about the person. Second, the biggest mistake we do is when, let's say, I got married to somebody. Did I ask the lawyer कि मैं इससे शादी करूँ कि नहीं? No, right? But when I want to separate with that person, I'm getting the entire judicial system into place. नहीं चाहिए. You need a proper decree to, settle the matter. I get it. But you can decide the terms sitting on the table. Correct? उसके लिए आपको lawyer की जरूरत नहीं है. You can resolve your disputes by yourself. But what we do is we involve the entire world as part of it. So that is the concern. So yes, Sridhan is one. Second is you have right to property. You have right to, if you're not earning, of course, you can demand certain set of alimony. But I would ideally suggest don't do that. Because there are a lot of things that you can actually get from a relationship. It's okay. Things are not working out, fair enough. Work it out. In case if you have a kid out of that, marriage, imagine how traumatic it is for the kid to see their parents fighting, to see their parents going to court, to see that, their parents separating as if it's a world war. Very traumatic. Don't let the child go through it. Sit down on a table, get somebody who is neutral. You can call a mediator, you can call a counselor to help you to deal with it. I know it would be difficult, but get started with it.
Yeah, why I'm projecting right now, interrupting you, I'm sorry, but I have to ask this, morally, I feel that women who are deprived already of their basic rights, they will not understand this. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. So in that case, you have, sorry, Amna, in this case, you have right to free legal aid access. I get it. Lawyers' services can be very expensive. In that case, you have right to legal aid, which is free of cost. It's just that you have to bear some cost of the court fee and certain other cost attached to it, but it is absolutely free of cost available.
Okay, so I respect that fact, but why I wanted to shed more light on this was because when we talk about, say, break the bias, and we talk about she rise, we talk about we rise, we don't talk about the hashtag Me Too movement, we talk about the We Too movement, right? As you said correctly, for a child it's extremely traumatic, at least when something of that nature happens, it's not healthy, it's not, we all understand. But come to think of, when somebody is in that kind of situation and state and they're not aware of their legal rights, that is where it becomes a problem. Because by the end of the day, we all understand there are many lawyers around us, right? Some may be very good, some may be very efficient, but some may not be. So that's why I am urging you to really, if you can, I don't know whether it's appropriate and we have that kind of time or not, but if you could just tell the basic rights that a woman has, marital rights that she has, so that we are able to sort of put that out, put that across, that this is, if you're married and something doesn't work out, these are your basic rights. This is
Right.
what you.
So one is definitely Sridhan. Second is right in the husband's property. Okay. Third is right to having, a child out of marriage. And fourth is there are times wherein females are abandoned. They don't know what to do next. There is also, what you call restitution of conjugal rights, wherein you ensure that, the husband does accept the marriage the way it is. Sometimes they're not ready to accept. And that I do realize this too happens a lot in rural India, or to the place where there's not much of knowledge available. So they can go to court for this. And in case if they choose to separate, yes, again they have right to their Sridhan. They can, get it back. In case if it is taken over by husband or their family, they can get it back. While separating, they can, again, like I said, they hold equal right as husband in the property. And if their name is in the business, they can again take over that business to the particular share that they hold. And depending on the age of the child, you can take the child with you, and maybe later on let the child decide with whom they would like to stay, or how would they want to proceed forward. Again, a woman definitely has a right to ask for expenses, equal expenses, what she is incurring on the child for education or for taking care. That is usually split up between husband and wife in case if they plan to get separate, or they plan to go ahead with the divorce. So yes, these are very basic rights. Rest entirely depends on the case, how it is.
Absolutely. And thank you so much, Jharna, for actually sharing this, because this is very important. There are a couple of people who did ask me to actually ask you this. So role of women rights and, the legal matters of gender, fairly stated for people to understand and to see as to what they need to see in the moment for now. So taking it and making it a little light, we started with, very heavy questions.
Yes.
So, to the lighter side to it. Okay, according to you, who is that empowered woman? What is it? What is the definition of empowerment for you? What do you understand out of empowerment?
Empowerment is somebody where I'm in a position to grow along with others around me. That is what empowerment is for me. Because when I am moving forward, I don't want to be the only person moving forward. I would want everybody along me to move forward, and that is the right kind of empowerment. That is what I feel. That is the definition of empowerment for me.
I love it. I like that. Pradeep ji, please.
Because you are talking about the break the vice. That is why this question comes around in my mind. When you were discussing about what are all the rights of the woman. Just switch over the case.
Yes.
Just switch over the case. Suppose in any of the cases, the girl or the lady is well-to-do, and the other gender, that is the man, he is not. Will he be asking and they are going for a separation? Just hypothetically, just think for that.
The answer, okay.
And they are going for a separation.
So Pradeep ji, before you even complete the question, the answer to it is yes.
So
yes.
Will they be going for this or not? Or how many people are really going for it?
Okay, so now Pradeep ji, it entirely depends on, like I said, it's all matter of how do you look things. Like, for example, if I am married, for example, of course I'm not married, but let's say I am married and I want to separate from my husband, I will definitely choose that, let's get done within 6 months. Because I know the hassles that both of us would face for whatever be the reason. Because at the end of the day, I'll be like, I want to really sleep peacefully. I don't want to think about what's going to happen next and I want to take revenge over you. I'm like, you live peacefully, I will live peacefully. But in certain cases, the anger is so much. And that anger is out of fear. Fear of, I don't know what will I do next. The fear, what will society say? Fear of, what is my survival? Will my family accept me or not? Will the society accept me or not? What will happen to my kid? How will I take care of expenses? So that entire anger is out of fear. And this can be from either gender, from either of them. It's not just from the woman perspective. It can be even for the men that, okay, how will I take care of my family? What will happen next? How will I look even for my survival? Because at the end of the day, the husband is dependent on wife for a lot of things. Let me be honest. Khana, kapda, sab kuch. right? So the anger is out of fear, just to make sure that कैसे तो भी वो relationship बच जाए. It's just that हम वो express नहीं कर पाते. That is the concern.
Amna, what Jharna ji is saying is, she is addressing why the skill centers are required, why we are talking about the Swavlamban. So because we are talking about Janki skill centers, and in Janki skill centers, this is what we are actually going to do, or we are going to cater to the people. That ठीक है, आपके पास हो सकता है एजुकेशन कम हो सकता है आपके पास रिसोर्सेस कम हो सकता है आपके पास धन कम हो सकता है आपके पास लोग कम, लेकिन इन चारों ही चीजों में जब आपके पास कम होगा तो उसको अपस्किल करना होगा, और वो अपस्किल जो है वो स्किल सेंटर के माध्यम से ही हम भी कोशिश करना चाहिए. और दैट इज व्हाट
Absolutely, Pradeep ji. In case what happens sometimes.
बात है, स्वावलंबन की बात है, और वो इट्स नॉट दैट कि वो मैरिज से पहले आएगी, मैरिज के बाद आएगी, एजुकेशन क्वालिफिकेशन जब अटेन हो जाएगी तब होगी, या एजुकेशन क्वालिफिकेशन नहीं अटेन हो पाएगी. ये चारों चीजें रहेंगी. तो ये चारों पॉसिबिलिटीज हैं, प्रेजेंट है इन द सोसाइटी. तो वो सोच के हमें हमेशा काम सोचना पड़ेगा, हमें फोकसली सोचना पड़ेगा कि हम इन चीजों को भी कैटर कर सकते हैं. थैंक यू झरना जी, आपने एक्चुअली आंसर दे दिया मेरे दो चीजों का. एक्चुअली देखिए, मैं ये चाह रहा था कि हम ब्रेक द बायस की बात करें, ठीक है. जब हम ब्रेक द बायस की बात कर रहे हैं, तो जब भी हम बात करते हैं कि हम जैसे ब्रेक द बायस शुरू होता है वो वुमेन इकोनॉमी से शुरू होता है. एंड Amna has started that we are not talking about the women economy, we are talking about Janki talks, matlab for the people. We are talking about sea rise. It means not the sea rise of the girl, sea rise by the sea rise of by the people. So वो चीजें जो हैं वो लोगों को पता रहनी चाहिए कि जो राइट उनके पास है 50% वो राइट हमारे पास भी है. हाँ, ये बात अलग है कि हो सकता है कुछ लोग नहीं यूज करते होंगे, कुछ लोग बिल्कुल नहीं यूज कर सकते हों, और कुछ लोग यूज करते हैं. वो एक अलग डिपेंड, उनके ऊपर जजमेंट है वो का.
So, but I would 1 second, Amna, I'll just make a request. Whenever you set up Janki Skill Center, please have one set of training which is called attitude training. Because जब लोगों का नजरिया बदलेगा ना, तब एक्चुअली सुधार आएगा.
देखिए, तो सुधार अभी हम यही बात कर रहे थे, जस्ट इससे पहले वाले हम इस सेशन में हम यही चीज बोल रहे थे कि जो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन है ना वो 3 चीजों से आता है. पहले सोच से आता है, और वही सबसे बड़ा पैरामीटर है एक्चुअली, जिसको करने में 10 साल से 15 साल लग जाते हैं. ठीक है, वो सोच बदलना बहुत मुश्किल काम होता है. सबको पता था वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग हमारे पुराने जमाने में होती थी, ठीक है. कहीं ना कहीं पठार के इलाकों में, हमारे महाराष्ट्र में, हमारे कर्नाटका में, हमारे असम में हमने इस चीजों को देखा. और जब हमें लगा कि यार ये तो बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है, अब हम लोग के पास पानी कैसे आएगा, तब हम फिर से वहीं गए ना पीछे. हम एंसेस्ट्रल अपने जो हमारे प्रैक्टिसेस थे, जो हिस्ट्री थी, उसको हमने खगालना शुरू किया. और जो हमारे पास ट्रबल शूटिंग था कि यार पानी ऊपर तो बहता है, नीचे गिर जाता है, लेकिन हम उसको पानी को यूज नहीं कर पाते, तब हमने वो रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग सोची ना. और वो रेन वाटर, दिस पर्टिकुलर प्रैक्टिस, अगर रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग की मैं बात करूँ ना, तो इट्स नॉट ए न्यू फंडा एक्चुअली, नो फंडामेंटल प्रैक्टिस इन इंडिया. It has been practiced in western part of India, southern part of India, and eastern part of India. जो बाकी जगह नहीं है, लेकिन due to the scarcity we are learning. तो सोच को लाने में, सोच को धरातल पे लाने में 10 साल लग जाता है. सेकेंडली चीज, जब सोच तो है, लेकिन सोच के बाद वो होगा कैसे, that is what the awareness is, that is what the advocacy is. उसकी जरूरत हमेशा पड़ेगी. और जब एडवोकेसी होगी, थर्डली वो रिसोर्सेस. तो जो स्वावलंबन सेंटर्स है ना, वो इसलिए नहीं है कि हमने सिर्फ लोगों को ट्रेनिंग देनी है, वो बदलाव लाने के लिए ये तीनों चीजें वहां रखनी पड़ेंगी. वो स्वावलंबन सेंटर इसीलिए. सो जस्ट आपको मैं कन्वे करना चाहता था आपके माध्यम से कि हम क्या कोशिश करना चाह रहे हैं एक्चुअली स्वावलंबन के लिए, जिनकी स्किल सेंटर्स के लिए. और ये मुद्दा हम सिर्फ आपके इंट्रोडक्शन के लिए, इस प्लेटफॉर्म के लिए नहीं, हम चाह रहे हैं ये मुद्दे हम कॉन्फ्रेंस के द्वारा भी, अपने आने वाले कॉन्फ्रेंस के माध्यम से और अन्य आने वाले सिटीज में अगर हम फोकस कर रहे हैं कि उन सिटीज में भी हम ये कॉन्फ्रेंस कर सके, तो ये चीजों को आप टेकअप कर सकते। ओवर टू अमन जी।
तो राइटली सेड, हमारे दोनों महानुभाव जो लोग जुड़ रहे हैं, उन्होंने जो सुना है और जो बैक ओवर करके आप सुनेंगे, यू विल फाइंड कि कितनी अच्छी और कितनी एनलाइटनिंग कॉन्वर्जेशन है ये। एंड आई एम श्योर इतने शॉर्ट में आपको जो इंफॉर्मेशन दी जा रही है वो सराहनीय तो है ही। सो स्वावलंबन की बात डेफिनेटली है. So we talk about personal liberty, we talk about equal rights of dignity, right? So we are born free, that's the whole idea. But then the whole thing is that, we're in the Maya world, the illusory world, because I know you meditate too and you have the other side too, so do I. The whole idea is how we blend, how we bring that balance. That is what we are really trying to do. And Janaki, the whole concept of Janaki is to talk about the equal understanding when it comes to the financial literacy of someone who's not so privileged and protected, and emotional upgradation of someone who's not so privileged and protected. Simply said. So बहुत heavy बातें हो गई, और हमारा एक सेक्शन है यहाँ पर. We'd love to have more conversations of that nature with you, Jharna, definitely. But moving on, there's a section called rapid fire. Striking quickies is what we say. So we'll ask you few little rapidly, and you just have to answer what comes to your head. एकदम से.
Yes.
ठीक है?
Okay.
So Pradeep, you want to start? आपने आज शुरू किया, so why don't you do it?
चलिए मैं ही पूछ देता हूँ। आप मेरी तरफ अगर इशारा कर रही तो आई एम ऑलवेज रेडी फॉर एनीथिंग इफ आई एम इन द सिस्टम।
Discrimination है, फुल है.
ई रिक्शा की ऑटो रिक्शा?
ई रिक्शा.
मेट्रो, बुलेट ट्रेन?
मेट्रो.
नाउ ओवर टू अमर जी। बाकी मैं आगे कंक्लूड करूंगा। इससे सवाल है। सवाल मेरा ये है, आपने मेट्रो क्यों चूज किया और आपने बुलेट ट्रेन क्यों नहीं चूज किया?
क्योंकि मेट्रो एक्सपीरियंस कर चुके हैं हम, सो आई नो दैट दिस इज सेफ. आई डोंट नो व्हाट इज बुलेट ट्रेन. इट इज जस्ट अ कांसेप्ट फॉर मी.
देखिए, यही ये जो विचार है, ये विचार ही आगे चीजों को बल देता है। ठीक है?
yes.
तो मैं इसीलिए जस्ट फॉर दैट कि हम जो एक्सपीरियंस कर चुके होते हैं, हम हमेशा उसको प्रैक्टिस में लाने की कोशिश भी करते हैं।
yes.
हम वी वर इन द टाइम पीरियड ऑफ एक बार झरना जी का और हमारा सेशन हुआ था रिगार्डिंग सोशल मीडिया पे, और हमने वहां पे ऑर्कुट तक हम पहुंचे थे। हमने कोशिश की थी कि वो ऑर्कुट का जमाना, वो टेलीफोन का जमाना हम याद कर सके। आपको टेम्पो भी सबको याद होगा, सब लोग नॉर्थ इंडिया में लगभग आए होंगे या ट्रेवल किए होंगे, वो टाइम भी याद है, और ई रिक्शा का कंफर्ट भी याद है। ऑल्दो थोड़ा टाइम ज्यादा लगाता है, लेकिन देखिए वो जो चेंजेस है वो आ गया है, आ चुका है हमारी सोसाइटी में कि नहीं, हमें ऑटो नहीं चाहिए, हमें ई रिक्शा चाहिए। हमें ट्रेन अगर छोटी दूरी के लिए 50 किलोमीटर तक के लिए भी है। मेरे को याद है मेरी सिस्टर वहाँ मेडिकल कर रही थी दिल्ली में, नोएडा में। तो मैं दिल्ली जब जाता था तो दिल्ली से नोएडा आता था, मेरा पूरा दिन लग जाता था आने जाने में ही। उतने में मैं खत्म पूरे दिन में, मतलब उसके बाद कहीं और नहीं जा सकता। आज का वो टाइम पीरियड है कि दिल्ली में अगर आपको नोएडा में जाना है तो 45 मिनट्स लगेंगे, आपको पता है। तो वो टाइम चेंजेस है और वो चेंज प्रोसेस है जो काम कर रहा होता है। ओवर टू अमन जी।
सो मेरे को आप ऑर्किड पे ले गए यार, क्या बात कर दिया आपने, कहाँ ले गए कल पहले? कम टू थिंक that was the phase, no? So okay, tell me, blackberry, apple, since बात कर रहे हैं तो कर ही लेते हैं।
Apple.
So you've been bitten by it, I think. अच्छा चलिए, moving on, the moon, the sun, what do you like more?
I prefer the peaceful side, the moon.
The moon, alrighty. So I think I'm not going to torture you more. It is just to lighten up the whole heavy duty conversations that we're having, but they're very important. They're very, very important. So the kind of work you're doing, Jharna, extremely proud. And I said this and we've been echoing it together. And the entire team, we've been saying the same thing. When you can see the other person rising, you can see the rising, that is where she rise happens. That is where break the bias happens. And your parting note with break the bias, I want you to tell me something. What is that break the bias for you?
For me, break the bias is focusing more on the person, not their gender identity. That's breaking the bias for me.
That's the vital growth for the nation, I must say. And kudos to you and the kind of work you're doing. More power to you. Rise and shine.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
concentrate, of course, in sort of enabling and helping us with Janaki as well, because we really want good people to connect and co-join. Constitutional rights available to women.
Yes, yes. Well,
right?
it's available to everybody. Again,
Right.
not only to women, it's available to everybody in the society.
True, but वो एक कुछ होता है ना, वो पैक करना बड़ा जरूरी होता है कि available है, utilize करो. You know, there's so
Yes.
much. Explore the. So with these thoughts on women empowerment, economic, social well-being, awareness, the goodness of this little drive, we are looking forward to having you, hosting you on the 1st of May. Greater Noida, GL Bajaj is the venue, the hospitality partners. Let's go ऑपरेशन के साथ आगे बढ़ते हैं और ये क्रिएट करते हैं एक नया नेशन, जिसको हम कहते हैं ग्रोइंग इंडिया की जो तस्वीर है वो हम बदल सकते हैं. एंड वी जस्ट हैव टू ट्राई दैट. सो विद प्रदीप हियर, I, with Jharna, of course, I say bye-bye to all of you and looking forward for another Janaki to enlighten, to inspire, and to take us forward. So do not miss out on the dynamics. Okay? Like, share, subscribe. See you.
Thank you so much.
Just for the closing note,
Yeah.
Jharna ji बता दें कि during the workspace or workplace किस तरीके से break the bias की मुहिम को छेड़ा जा सकता है?
By not focusing only on women's rights or not focusing only on policies which are related to women. Posh at work should also be for men. It should be gender by. I mean, it should be, not focusing on one gender. It should be for everybody. It has to be gender neutral policy. The policy has to, or any policy, it has to be gender neutral policy, not only a particular gender specific policy. I think that is very important.
So that's the closing note for the break the bias for the workplace. And thank you to Jharna ji and thank you to Amna ji for supporting us, for supporting this drive. Namaskar to all, and of course, Jai Hind to all of the Indian people, Indian citizens, those who will be there supporting us. We do feel that with our constant support, with their constant support, with our constant efforts, we keep on rising like the sun and keep the rising our country first. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you. Thank you.